All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good.
All right.
Good morning.
All right. Appreciate everybody getting on the call this morning. We want to dive right on in uh, with our program for this morning. Before we get into our material, we have a bit of a celebration because our own Charles Muhammad yesterday went out and knocked out his Series 6 exam. So somebody show this man some love.
Yay! Congrats. Congrats.
That's what I'm talking
Go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead, Chuck.
Thank you. So listen, man, we celebrate our own. That's a victory. One step closer to regional vice president, but I want to let him give him a couple of minutes to just kind of share what his experience was and where he sees himself going next. So go ahead, brother.
Well, first, giving all praise and honor to God. Man, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the applause. Look, man, just putting my head back in the book and the job ain't done yet. And just encouraging, we all can do it. We just got to put in a little time each day, right? They have all of the study tools right there in front of us. We just have to use it and believe in ourselves. And look, keep up prayer, right? Because I promise you, I prayed for the right test and he gave it to me, right? And so, just keep feeding yourself on the information, go through the steps in the process, just keep taking steps and eventually we'll get there. So, that's all. It ain't nothing, but we can all do it. We just got to put the time in.
All right. Just real quick, because I know some people, may be intimidated by the test. I know some people may be, a little hesitant to go down that road. But just talk to that person that may be on the line this morning that may be thinking about it, but a little intimidated. Should they be fearing the test or whatever? Just give them some words of encouragement.
No, man, nothing beats a fail but a try. You know what I mean? Look, if you never try, hell, I failed the first 6, right? Got a 67. And I had to build myself back up. But if I would have jumped right back in to study, what I already had was there. I just had to go ahead and apply that and kept on. I was just disgusted because now I got to do 3 tests. Right. And I was so close. But look, man, what little battle we have to conquer to win the war.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Look, that's just an obstacle. And we have to meet our obstacles head on and bust through them. If you never try, you ain't gonna never know if you got half. Don't be afraid to fail a test. Ain't nobody gonna whoop you. Ain't nobody, you know what I mean? You gonna walk in there, take the test. You will know where you at, right? They don't give you a percentage unless you fail. So you will know how close you were or how much you need to study. You know what I mean? And so I like the breakdown because it's not as many questions. You know what I mean? When you go in there and you got 100 questions, all these questions, you know what I mean? It's kind of, so the breakdown kind of shortens each test, but it is a lot of information, but study the information, just keep on putting it in there and, just go knock it out, man.
Yes.
But just make sure that you're properly prepared. Don't play with it because you don't want to take it over and over again. You know what I mean? Just put in an hour or so every day. Just read, right? We should be in search of knowledge till we return to God. That's how much of it is out here. So we should be learning something every day. So just put the investment test on your agenda and knock it out.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, appreciate you sharing those insights. Guys, I just wanted, to encourage everybody, when we see examples of people passing it, it's a doable test. I found that when I got in there and I was on the old system, I found when I got in there, it just flat wasn't as tough as I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? But I had properly prepared myself. for that particular thing, because if we want to both help our clients fully in the complete way we need to buy term and invest the difference, and if we want to go ahead and be able to move to that leadership spot of regional vice president, we got to get it done anyway. So go ahead and put it on the agenda, folks, to get done. So we're proud of Chuck and what he's done, and he ain't through. He gonna go ahead and knock the others out and get this thing done, man. And so I'm excited about that. And anybody else who wants to go, we had our leadership meeting or our team kickoff for Fortune 319 this weekend, and I talked about we want to have 20 securities licensed people before the year, by December, before the year is out. 20. Well, that means we got to get going, right? Chuck gonna be the first, but he ain't gonna be the last. We want to produce several that are getting fully licensed between now and the end of the year. So guys, keep on rolling with it. Put that on your schedule of things to do. All right, we want to go ahead and move forward. Got a couple of things I wanted to go into today. We've been on recruiting and building and everything. I want to go to POL for a second. Now, I don't know how many of y'all go to POL and look at the front page of POL on a regular basis, okay? I do. Why do I look at the front page of POL? Because it's examples of success. It's examples of success of people who are just like you and me that put their pants on one leg at a time, that just had a hope, dream, and a desire and were willing to go out and do the work ethic necessary in order to accomplish what they did. And so you see Rob and Minnie Davis crossing over $1 million, right? You see Angie Reed and her husband crossing over $1 million. You see rest his soul, you see Keith Phillips, right? And Deborah Phillips crossing over $1 million. These are huge milestones, but they're doable examples, guys. We got to stop thinking that we can't become millionaires.
That's right.
Too often we look at these examples and we discount ourselves like we can't go get that too. Well, they probably at some point in their careers didn't think it would happen for them, but at some point they got this simple word in them. It's called belief. They started to believe. Why? Because they saw other examples of people that were doing it, that looked like us. Let's scroll down the page. Okay, look at this. Now we got right now, let me make a side note plug. Right now we have going on, we just had the senior leadership meeting, okay? In order to get on the senior leadership, you gotta be making $250,000. I'm gonna put this out for everybody on the call. Believe that you can make $250,000 in this business. You can get on the senior leadership. Why is that important? Well, of course, you're gonna have a lot of cash coming in, but you get privy to some information that's rolling out in the company before everybody else gets to know about it.
That's right.
You got the inside track of what's happening so that you can start communicating that to your team and organization, okay, before it rolls out to everybody in the entire company. Guys, you just want to be able to position yourself to where that happens, and there's nothing stopping anybody on here from getting there. But let's keep on going. We just taking a brief tour real quick. There's Andrea Burks, $107 million earner. Look what has happened. The Ricardos in Chicago just crossed over 500,000, folks. 500,000, they just hit that. We've watched them build from a distance. If you've been around for a while, up there with Jeff Mallett, right, in Chicago. Look at Tanya Poe. Tanya Poe just crossed over $800,000, folks. She's gonna be one of our next millionaires.
Come on.
You can believe that. That's going down. She gonna be a millionaire, crossing over 800,000. You a hop, skip, and a jump away. Look at the Boldens. They just crossed over 300,000 not too long ago. They had 400,000. Let's keep going. Look at this. Hubert Lejeune, 800,000. This brother been grinding for years under John Lavin. 800,000. He gonna be in there. What do y'all notice, man? Black folks winning in business. And as I always say, I'm gonna be proud of everybody who gets it, white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. But at the same time, I love seeing our people win, guys. But I'm gonna point this out. We looking at these individuals, but you have to visualize yourself being on the front page of POL. See, we can't just sit on the sidelines clapping for other people. We're gonna do that, and we should, because we want somebody to clap for us. But you have to see yourself and visualize yourself being on that front page of POL, being recognized for moving and grooving, right?
Moving and grooving.
Let's move on down. Willie Dorano got somebody else that done cranked out 200,000. Look at this. Peggy Hightower got a RVP that done hit 200,000. Guys, those are council. This is a council member right here. Okay. Gary Cornegay got an Art Martinez. Art Martinez has spoke at the ALC and the whole nine, crossed over 700,000. He gonna be a millionaire probably before the year is out. Look at this, guys. Neil Gerfine, which is Tanya Poe's upline, got another black RVP that hit 200,000 in income. I mean, and it just goes on and on and on, folks. But look, why am I showing you this? We have got to, on a daily basis, we have got to expand our vision. We've got to expand our mindset. We've got to visualize ourselves where we want to be, and then get about the business of doing the things on a daily basis that we need to do to propel ourselves there. Because we just gonna be clapping if we don't get to work.
That's right.
We got to get to work, and not just on writing policies, but on building. Those individuals, yeah, you can probably write yourself to 100,000. Okay, you probably can write yourself to 100,000 if you really working hard. You can write yourself to 100,000 on your own pen. Okay, but when you talking about 200, 300, 400,000, a million, you better start building. Okay, you better get about the business of finding some people that want this business. They want to get more out of life. And in that process, that leads me to our next topic, which is talking about the power of compound recruiting. Okay. Anybody have anything before we dive into our material? Anybody want to comment on any of those things we just looked at on the screen?
Yeah, that's all.
Hopefully y'all see yourselves being on that page one day. Okay. All right, so let's dive into it, guys. All right, the power of compound recruiting. Now, compound recruiting is just like compound interest. It's just like the rule of 72. We got to get the rule of 72 going in our recruiting, just like we talk about it on the money side, right? We want our recruiting in our teams to start growing by multiplication, not by addition. Okay, there was a great talk, and I'll try to find it. I think it's on SoundCloud with Bill Arender, the great Bill Arender. He's doing a whole session just talking about the power of multiplication, the multiples in the business, and growing your business in a quick way over the course of time, shortening and collapsing time frames, right? Not just recruiting a person here, a person there, and that's it. And then we do another person here. You ain't gonna get nowhere like that. Okay. We better learn how to multiply, folks. Or you know, not only will we not build a super hierarchy, we won't build a hierarchy, and you probably won't build a base shop, a big base shop. Okay. There's levels to this thing, as they say. So let's look at this for a second. The power of multiples. It talks about compound recruiting is one of the most intriguing concepts found in marketing. It's based on a mathematical principle of multiples. Let's assume for a moment that to get a hierarchy started, you must recruit and train at least 2 people. If each of these 2 people recruits 2, then you have 4. the chart below is a multiplication table showing how many recruits you could have at each level. So let's just look at this for a sec. Okay, this is the two. If you know, it's power in two works. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's better than one. Okay. All right, so you do that and you keep on going and you get that math going. Okay, now you down to 32. But look at what happens when you get on 3. See, guys, we hear Charles Whitener continuing to beat the drum of 3, 10, 20. But some folks have not embraced that concept just yet, okay? It means that you got to go get 3 directs yourself every single month, right? I didn't get my 3 directs last month. I did the month before, but this month, my mindset is since I didn't get my 3 last month, I got to go get 6 this month.
That's right.
Y'all understand? I ain't just gonna settle for just doing my 3. I want to get 6 directs this month. But look at the power in the multiplication that happens when you start focusing on 3. Okay, you go get 3, they get 3, that's 9. Okay, then all of them get 3, that's 27. Now, if you let's just stop there for a second. What if right now, okay, we in the 12th of January. What if right now we all had a focus on just doing those first 2 levels quickly between now and February? Where would your business be, folks? What kind of volume of premium is gonna come from that? Because look at what we're talking about. We're talking about getting 27 new people. I ain't talking about the team you got. I'm talking about brand new, fresh blood into your business within a couple of months. I think we can do it. Why? How do I know we can do it? Because people are doing it all over the country and in the company. We got to stop dragging this process out. We're taking too long to get the growth going in our business. Make sense? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so you look at that and it just talks right here. It's talking about to get people's attention. I like this. To get people's attention, ask them the difference between 2 and 3. Of course, they'll always reply 1, but tell them no, it's really 243. Then show them what you're talking about by working the 2 charts through 4 levels. So if you look at that, guys, if you work the 2 through 4 levels, it's 32. If you work the 3 down 4 levels, that's 243. Now we look at this stuff and we don't put ourselves in. It's almost like we're numb or something. Like we don't think this can happen for us. But if we think about it for real, any one of us on here could make this happen over the next 3 or 4 months. What would your life be like? Guys, I don't know what you want out of this thing. I want to be great. I want to change my family's life. And the only way we're going to do that and build something that's going to be sustainable is if we embrace these concepts. That's the only way we're going to do it. Okay. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way to jump ahead in line. We got to do the work of finding people and building. Okay. It talks about a formula for failure. And in this part right here, it's really just talking about, it said, now what happens if you don't recruit anyone? Will you be able to build an organization? Any kind of organization, right? Well, I don't care what business you're talking about. If you're talking about Primerica, you're talking about McDonald's, White Castles, Amazon, you can't build nothing without people. Are we right or wrong? So
You dead on.
Primerica was not built to be a solo show. It really wasn't. You can sell policies at State Farm if you want. If you just want to be a salesperson, you know what I mean? You can go anywhere and do that. Primerica was built for the multiplication. It was built so that everybody, you got to go back to what Art Williams talked about. Art talked about creating a company where people will be allowed to come in and build your own company within the company. Y'all understand what he's getting at? Because sometimes I don't think we understand that we're actually building our own company inside of Primerica. So in as much as we're using the tools and the resources and everything of Primerica, we actually are branding ourselves in our own Primerica businesses. And now you're the only one. I'm the only one. We are the only ones individually that can determine how big and how great we want our organizations to be. I'm just saying that if you want to get this thing moving faster, I know one of the reasons it took me longer earlier on to get to the points that I was trying to get to. I wasn't recruiting at the level that I should have been. But I got two choices. I can either sit around talking about what I didn't do in the past, or I can go from today and start making this thing happen. And that's the decision that we all have to make. So moving on. Now this little section right here talks about, okay, what if you recruit and train one person? Okay, it says in the next chapter, they're gonna talk about the power of one, okay, as a means of building a sizable organization. But there's a big difference in recruiting one person personally and in recruiting several people personally. The power of one can help you get started, guys. Help you get started. Now we talk about we loving on that one recruit, you know what I mean? Which we should always, show our recruits love. But you can't just fall in love with a one recruit that you got and think you done got it made. You better go get some more directs. Cause see, people get crazy. And at any given time, if that person decides they ain't about to keep on moving or keep on pushing, now you stuck with, now I got to go find somebody else. And you find yourself perpetually starting over. Am I talking to anybody? Can anybody relate to where you find that, okay,
Yes.
I got it, and then because you stop building, and then they fizzle out, disappear, get abducted by aliens, go into the witness protection program. They ain't picking up the phone. They ain't responding to your Facebook messages. They ain't texting you back. And you like, I thought I had a team. No, you did not. Guys, we got to keep building. So look, it says that'll get you started. It says it can help you get a team going, but it can't build a super hierarchy. Still, some people will recruit one person and forever work deep as they train their new recruit. What happens? Look at the chart, okay? Simple mathematics. You don't sustain. You can get some stuff going, and that's good. You should. You should build as deep as you can with that person, but don't settle on that. That's really what it's getting down to, okay? It says you can take it 4 levels, and what do you have? You still got one. Now you may say, but it's not the same thing. In the real world, it is the same thing. Why? If you recruit just one person and he recruits one person and the next guy recruits one person, then they're not likely to build anything. It's only natural that some people are just not going to work out, folks. So out of this leg, y'all remember we talked about finding a fireball within a leg? Most times we don't go deep enough to find no fireball. We don't go, because a lot of times the initial people that we recruit, they're not the one. They're not even the one that's going to stick around. But we got to get something out of these people. Now, all of us got some old recruits that we may have recruited or whatnot. They may have not done nothing. And maybe we can go back to them and just ask, maybe rekindle the flame. Maybe they can point us in the direction of some other people. But we got to go get new blood. Because this picture right here, I think this is one of Chuck's favorite shots.
Ain't no doubt.
This picture right here,
This Chuck at the top.
this is what we want, folks. Now, I don't know about you. This look a whole lot better than this. Okay. This don't look too attractive to me. This is extremely attractive. And if you break it down, guys, this ain't nothing but 6 months of building. 6 months of building. Once again, a lot of us, especially if you're a veteran and you've been around for a little while, you probably have seen something like this. But how many of you all have placed yourselves in that to where you believe it can happen for you? Now, the next question is, how many of us are willing to go do the work to go make this happen for us? Guys, the field training bonus and the fast track in the district and the 3x3, that puts us in line to do this. If you just look at what the company is lining up. The company lining up with us to be able to do this, but we don't push. And so if you look at this, you go get your 3. Let's say this is January. Okay, this is January. So everybody can make a commitment to yourself, okay, to go get your 3 this month. We got $49 IBAs, folks. Go get 3 people. Please go get 3 people, at least. But now here's where things start to shift. Because if you do get your 3, what is your February going to look like? See, we all should be by February. You may or may not double-digit recruit this month. We should. But all of our February should be filled with double-digit dadgum recruiting. Why? Because the 3 that you got this month should all have 3 before the month is out.
Come on. Especially at $74.
Or at least going into the next month. So all I'm saying is between now and February, this can be you. We don't have to, man, look, that will turbocharge your entire 2021 if you just did the first 2. But most of us ain't gonna do it. But I'm gonna flip it on you. Somebody on here gonna do it. I don't know who it's gonna be.
It's gonna be me.
I'm flipping through the pictures right now. I'm looking at all y'all's faces. Somebody on here gonna do it, dadgum. I don't know who it's gonna be. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, and we got to look at it like this. If you start with this in your mind, even if it didn't take off to April, May, or June, look where you will be by the end of the year. Mm. Look where your finances would be. This is the promise right here.
Man.
You know what I mean? And so we have to think big. We have to look, they say that your vision has to be big enough for others to be able to fit inside of it and for them to be successful. We got to stop thinking we have to do it all by ourselves. You just got to go find 3 people that's going to go get 25 people. And so look, I started today inboxing because I know I got about 8,000 friends and I just need about 5 of them.
5.
And they out there. They out there waiting on me to say something to them. So, we have to expand our vision, and this is good for expanding our vision.
Yes. We are a very visual people, okay? And so if you can see it on the screen, but keep that visualization in your mind, okay? Then it all ain't nothing left, guys, but to put boots on the ground and go ahead and get it done. It's somebody waiting on you to call them today. I promise you, it's somebody waiting on you to call them, text them, inbox them, or whatever today, because that could be the start of your new businesses. And I say new businesses because each time you recruit a person, it's like you're starting a new business, a new leg, a new team within your team. And all we got to do is find them and help them become just as successful as the other. So guys, you follow that on through, you know, that's the 3rd month, the 4th month. Look at that. So when you hear about folks jumping diamonds and all this kind of stuff, man, it ain't, and then they get on the stage and then they just say, we just went to work. You know? Well, what if they go to work on? Not just selling a bunch of policies, folks. They were building, they were recruiting, training, developing people. And that's really what it is. And what I found myself doing is you know, this in Primerica, you have to really keep yourself in what they call Primerica shape. What is Primerica shape? You can't never get you can't never slow down on setting appointments, going on appointments, prospecting people, okay, giving presentations, answering questions that people have, recruiting them, going back in again, and just doing it over and over and over again. We say it all the time, don't get weary in well doing, right? We say that all the time. And then soon as those words come out of our mouth, we get weary. We slow down. I'm just encouraging y'all, man, don't slow down, man. Let's keep this thing going. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But this here is what we need to make happen and what we can make happen this year. Let's roll on. Ain't nothing but a couple of more things. Okay. We talk about geometric progression. Okay. This is where, you know, the numbers sort of start taking a life of its own. It says in the earlier chapters, you learn that building wide is building by addition. Okay. If you recruit 3 people personally, that's personal, your hierarchy will be a total of 4. Yourself plus 3. If you build deep, you are building by multiplication. If you recruit 2 people and you work with these 2 people to each build 2, you now have 4 people down line. If they each build 2, then you got 8. It's just a natural progression. It says you achieve geometric progression. It's got to start with us though. Okay. It says when you find a leader down line who can do exactly what you are doing. In other words, you are looking for someone with the interest and motivation to go out on his own or her own and recruit, train, and supervise and build an organization. See, we got to go and we really are looking for people who are kind of like we are. You know, people who get crazy with this thing, up late at night, early in the morning, and you thinking, you breathing Primerica, right? You get infused with Primerica. You looking for somebody that's gonna roll with you like that in a particular league. When you get somebody and they're just as fired up and pumped up about it as you are, things can take on a life of its own. Now you're starting to develop a leadership within the league. And ain't nobody on here that don't need some more leaders developed in their business. Am I right? And I'm not just talking about leadership by title, okay? I'm talking about some folks that's gonna take charge, because I think me and Carletta was having a conversation the other day about, you know, about the leadership title. We call them district leaders, you know, but 9 times out of 10, initially at least, we are the ones that got them to district. If you're a field trainer, you got them to district. They don't know the game yet. They're not ready to become field trainers just yet. They're not ready to even go out on their own a lot of times just yet. But what you're looking for is to get somebody to district, but then infuse in them a skill set, a belief, right?
Right.
To be able to go out here and do it, and you want them to catch Primerica. You know, George always talking about Primerica. A lot of times it's caught instead of taught, right? We teach it with the hopes that somebody is gonna catch Primerica. Okay, what does that mean? The light bulb comes on. okay, they get it to the point where it's in them to where they feel like, okay, well, this really can happen for me. Because sometimes, how many of y'all know that most people don't believe it right off the gate? Even if they get out, even if they're on an opportunity meeting and they say I'm a 1, y'all know how we do the 3, 2, and 1. They might say I'm a 1. They still don't believe yet.
Come
They
on.
ain't believers. Okay, they ain't believers, guys. But what we got to do is take somebody that says they're a 1, and then, for lack of a term, we got to put the fear of God in them where it comes to Primerica. Okay, we got to put some Primerica conviction in them, to where we find out the people that's really gonna be 1s. Because there's been a whole lot of folks said I'm a 1 and then they ain't did nothing. Okay. But man, you want somebody that's gonna not just say it, but actually internalize it. That's what I'm talking about. That's how the true growth of your organization is gonna happen. When people start, when not just you believe it, but the people that you're bringing on start believing it too. That makes sense? All right, I guess it makes sense.
Plenty of sense.
Okay. All right. So then, guys, it talks about, let's say that initially you're going to go out and get three new recruits. Okay, that's cool. That's where we at. But your priority is to help each of those people build 3 new people. Build 3 new people. Okay. Soon you will have 12 people on your team. Some of us, man, we just need to do that right now. We just need to do that right now. If we do that right now, you're gonna change everything. Ask yourself, man, when is the last time you got 3 directs? And then the last time you did it, what happened with those 3? Did you help any one of those go get 3? See, that's what we got to fix this year, guys. It says you and your team must work now with those 12 new people to get them 3 new people each. You are following the same pattern, working through your leaders to see that each person recruits 3 new people. We have to get relentless about that. And I know we may mention it to them, we may talk to them about it. I'm talking about we got to get nuts about making sure that people understand we got to get you 3 business partners right out the gate.
Come on.
Like if you recruited somebody from the opportunity meeting last night, your conversation, yeah, we're going to go through the normal flow. You know, you're supposed to build the list and all that kind of stuff. But you got to get relentless about saying, hey, listen, we need to get you 3 business partners right now. Who do you know that's ambitious? Who do you know that's sick of their job? Who do you know that's always looking for a side hustle or something to do, something to make some money in? Get them people and don't wait for the next opportunity meeting. Get them folks on your Zoom and drop this knowledge on them and show them how we get paid and recruit them. And then that person and the person you just recruited for them, or the people you just recruited for them, all of y'all need to be on the next op meeting with a group. See, that's how it's supposed to happen. It ain't just supposed to be the next op meeting, it's the same person. That person's supposed to have some people.
That boy preaching today. Go ahead, Mr. Pastor Standberry. Go ahead. You in the pulpit today, bro. Go ahead.
Right on, Tub. But man, that's what it's supposed to be like. We're not working this thing like we should be, folks. I'm trying to just expand our minds and help us to understand we got to have more urgency. We sitting around waiting on the next opportunity meeting. No, if you recruited somebody on Monday, by Thursday's opportunity meeting, that person should have about 5, 6 people on the next opportunity meeting that may already have been recruited in between Monday and Thursday. I don't think y'all understand, man. I don't think y'all understand. Let me go ahead and continue with this. Okay.
Keep teaching, man.
Look at this. It says, obviously, the only way this whole configuration can occur is if you have identified and duplicated leaders, watch this, at each level. We need layers and levels of leadership. You can't do it all yourself, folks. We can't. Okay. But when I read this and I looked at this, I thought about Jesus. Jesus went and recruited 12. Am I right? He recruited 12. And then he took those 12 and then they went and changed the world. You understand me? Art Williams, it started with 7. And then them 7 went and got those other 85, right? And then from the 85 that he cast the vision out, the 85 went out and grew that thing to 225,000 licensed reps, folks.
Come on, man.
So the thing you got to ask yourself is, when are you going to get that happening for you?
Come on. Today.
Guys, Bobby Bowie's son, been in the company since Art recruited him. He overrides over 30,000 people in the business, folks. Licensed people. Ain't no telling how many unlicensed he got.
Hey, and he had to start somewhere.
Had to start somewhere. 30,000 people this brother overrides, man. I don't understand. I don't know. Hey, and look, I'm going to tell you something. See, Glenn Williams right now is challenging everybody to take it to another level. Everybody. He even challenged Mike Sharp, $5 million earner. He challenged Mike Sharp to go from 5 million to 6. So while we sitting on the sidelines, man, playing this thing small, big is big and small is small. Why be small when you can have it all? See, Rodney, I can rhyme too, brother. So, man, look, we got work to do. Look at this, guys. You can't do it all by yourself. Hopefully, approximately half of those you recruit will be serious, who will emerge to assume leadership positions in your hierarchy, to help your hierarchy grow. This is not some pie in the sky formula. This phenomenon has worked for many successful Primerica leaders. That's why I showed you the front page of POL when we first started. That's why we looked at it in the first place. Because we gotta understand, guys, that can be you. But you gotta get your belief level up and your skill set up. Let's go get some people. It said it is possible to build a tremendous hierarchy. You simply have to catch the vision of geometric progression. But you got to look at it. All of the big leaders, I was looking at a thing from Chris Cool and his team Unstoppable. Y'all know anybody that's been to the convention, knows who Team Unstoppable is. Am I right? Team Unstoppable got them white shirts and stuff on and white hats, right?
They were white and green, yeah.
White and green, yeah. And they literally take over the whole the whole floor at the convention, like a whole section of the suckers. It'd be Jimmy Myers people in the blue, right? The Maniacs, and it'd be Team Unstoppable in the white and green hats, and they just got the whole floor on lock. Okay, but I was looking at something that Chris Cool was talking about, and he was just telling his team about this simple word, vision. He was telling them guys that you have to visualize yourself taking over, dominating, building a hierarchy. Okay, going beyond your wildest expectations. You probably never thought you get there, but you got to believe that it can be done. Because if one person can do it, you can do it.
Hey, listen, Brandon, can I chime in right quick?
Absolutely, you can. Come on, Tub, go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah, I'm over getting some gas or whatnot.
Get
But
some
you know,
gas.
when you say that, yeah, over getting some gas. Yeah, but anyway, when you said that word vision, you know, it's funny you say that word because I talk about a guy all the time. One of my closest friends, you know, BG, Blind
Gangster, man. We know Blind Gangster, BG.
I'm gonna put him on the call, right? But it's crazy how man that can't see, that's visually impaired, got so much vision. And that's what inspired me to be around him, because he living like he can see.
Yes.
And it blows my mind that people that can see have no vision.
Mm.
I'm telling a man, he can't count his money, get all his money in fives. I gotta show him what color to put his shoes and clothes. But when he get out of life, man, he can visualize Vegas. He can visualize going some, and that's what we gotta do. Like Brandon saying, man, you gotta put your on what kind of eyes did Superman have? What he could see through stuff? What y'all call it? X-ray.
X-ray eyes, yeah.
Man, you gotta put some of them in your head. I'm telling you, with Prime America, the way this thing flipping and moving, man, you can't see yourself wealthy. Something wrong. That's
Wrong,
it,
man. Something wrong, man. Hey, George told us, man, he saw this thing. He said, man, I can get rich with this thing.
Come on,
Ain't
man.
that right, Coach? You know, that's what he said. But he didn't just leave it there. He went about the business of getting it, right? And finding the right people, man, putting the right folks in place, and look at what has happened now. He's on his way to $1 million, folks. But we can do it too, man. And just to kind of ride off of what Rodney said, I've always been fascinated by folks that may be blind, and he's right, they can't see physically, but their mindset, the way they think of things. I think about Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Okay. And how Stevie was able to write those beautiful songs and paint pictures with his words and all this kind of stuff. And this man can't even see.
Hey, they say when you take one sense away, the others are heightened.
Strengthened. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, man, all I'm saying, man, that's what it's gonna take, man. If y'all don't see yourselves there, man, I don't know what to tell you, but I know what we see. We see building a hierarchy, a super hierarchy.
About it. Two of them.
You hear me? A hierarchy within a hierarchy. You dig?
Right.
3 of them.
3 of them. Come on with it, Mervina. All right. And then, guys, this is just talking about this section, just talking about the mystery of the multiple. Go get the book, man. Go get the book and read into it. The mystery of the multiples and how we don't talk about the multiples enough. Okay. We don't talk about how that can happen. We don't show that picture like we just talked about enough. We need people seeing that, right? Then talk about the popcorn effect. We was on our call the other night, and Kirk on our team, Kirk Center, he was talking about, he gave an illustration about that popcorn, right? You know how you get the little, back in the day, we got the Orville Redenbacher. You know what I mean? We got the little popcorn sizzling, and it seemed like it took forever, but then them suckers started exploding. They started popping, but it was always them few kernels that they wasn't, it no matter how long you pop them, they wasn't gonna do nothing, right? they wasn't gonna pop. They just gonna stay hard and get crusty. But at the end of the day, you don't give up. You keep on going until that popcorn starts to pop. That's where a lot of us are right now in our businesses, man. Okay, a lot of us are still in the kernel mode, right? And we starting to get frustrated because ain't nothing popping. But what we got to understand is we got to turn the heat up, and we got to keep on shaking that thing until we get the popcorn coming. What is our popcorn? It's people, it's recruits, it's promotions, it's district leaders, division leaders, regional leaders, popping out RVPs. That's what's gonna happen, but it starts with us. We got to get some raw material. We got to get the kernels in the first place. Some of us ain't even picked up no kernels yet, right? We need to get we need to get some raw material so we can find those people that want to be somebody, man. As I wrap this up, you know, we'll look at this last section right here where it talks about the builder's path to the top. It says in chapter 2, a builder's mindset, you learned the importance of building a team for each new person, building a team for each person. You learn how to adopt a mindset of get them in and get them some recruits, get them in. This is the stuff we got to be thinking about all the time. Get them in and get them some people, and build a relationship with the people that they bring in. Once again, because that first person might not be the one. And in doing so, you will get them trained. you can use this mindset and the concept of multiples to help you attain new commission levels. How many of y'all want a new level this year? How many of y'all feel like you've been wherever you are too long?
Me.
This thing wasn't made for you to be no lifetime
Come on, man.
no lifetime division, no lifetime regional leader. Man, go and get that RVP contract regionals. Put a date on that thing. I remember I ran into Joe Ward at one of the conventions.
They in the ring.
You hear me? I remember I ran into Joe Ward. This was at one of the conventions. I think it was a couple of conventions ago, and we was on the steps. Chuck, I think you might have been with me when we met with Joe, and you know, regional leader, and you know, his thing was, when you gonna get to the next level?
Come on.
You know, he just throat punched me right there. You know what I'm saying? He said, when you gonna get to the next level? I said, and at that time, guy, I was like, I'm not sure. He said, what do you mean you're not sure? He said, you need to have a clear-cut deadline on when you see yourself going to the next level.
Come on, man.
That's what he told me. And then you got to look at, okay, well, what do you need to do right now so that that can materialize, so that that can come into fruition? And I just had to thank him. I said, well, I appreciate you dropping that on me, because I had not set a specific time frame. You can't just perpetually just be at where you at, not if you want to go and grow and be big. So I'm challenging everybody on this call. We got, what, 37 people still on the call right now? I'm challenging everybody. Go figure out what you need to do to get to the next level. And I'm talking to RVPs too. Figure out what we need to do to go get SVP, guys. We know we need to promote three regional vice presidents. See, if we gonna push our leadership up, we gotta go up. We gotta go up. But in the process of us moving up, we gotta pull some people up. This is called pushing up people. That's what Art built it for. So the more people we can promote that are in our base shops, okay, the higher up we gonna go, to the higher we gonna push our leadership up. That's how it's supposed to go.
Hey, B.
Go ahead, brother.
And what we have to understand, just say, for instance, if you was on a journey to California. Now, if you don't know how many days it takes to get there and how many miles you have to go, you'll be lollygagging, right? And if it takes 24 hours, it might take you 2-3 days, because you stopping at every store, you getting chips, you using the bathroom, you driving 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But if you know what it takes and you know what time you have to be there, say for instance, you going for a funeral, well, you got to be there by a certain time and you got to leave by a certain time. But if you don't understand what your parameters are, ain't no way you can get there, right? If you talking about, yeah, I'm gonna go division, but you ain't said by March or by February, then you ain't gonna start putting the stuff in place to get there.
Right.
And so, man, we have to know what your mission is, and you have to know what entails completing your mission. And so, man, set the date, move out on it. And all you got to do is talk to somebody. That's your only mission and your only job. Talk to somebody. Talk to people. I prospected a guy. He was working for he works for CVS, right? And I prospected him the first time. So I was in there the other day and I called him over. I said, hey man, how long it take you to make $500? He said 2 weeks. I was kind of taken aback of that. I said, brother, just give me 20 minutes. He said, man, with the mask and the hair, you say you look different. He said, man, no, I had to work that day or whatever. See, we give up on people because they didn't meet you the first time. You don't know what they got going on in their life. Give them another shot. And then give them another shot, because circumstances change.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Look, a couple months down the line, they might need that $500 a whole lot more than they needed when they first talked to you.
That's
Right? And so we set an appointment to meet. But we got masks on. That's why I ain't know who I was, because I ain't trying to catch nothing. I got my mask on. I'm talking through the mask or whatever. But he quickly recognized who I was. But hey, look, man, say something to somebody. You making all the money you want to make? Say something.
Right.
Say something. Nobody says, yeah, I'm making all the money I want to work, and they working at CVS, Walmart, Burger King, or or look, go for the managers at Best Buy. Go for the managers at least they have accomplished something. But don't give up on the little crew leader too. He might be a giant in the making.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, man, and also to that effect, know what you need to do to get to the next level. Some folks talking about, I'm gonna get promoted, and you don't even know what the heck you need to do to get promoted.
Know how many miles it takes.
Talk to your RVP, talk to your leader, so that your RVP can lay out exactly what you gotta do, folks. And then once you understand that, okay, then ain't nothing to it but to do it, as they say. The other thing I want to say is this. We talk about financial needs analysis for our finances, right? Well, when is the last time you did a needs analysis on your Primerica business? Some of us need I don't know what to call it, but a needs analysis on your own business. And when you really pull back the hood, you might say, well, shoot, I need X amount of more codes so I can get to the next level. Regional vice president, you need 25 codes. I know that much. No matter what your guidelines is, the company like you need, how many codes you got? That's what they're looking at, okay? So if you understand that, then you go about the business of getting it. You may have a need of more premium on the books. I think everybody can use that right now. Am I right? We need more premium on the dang books. Okay, but how much? What do you need? Right? What are you shooting for? Somebody may need to get this securities license out the way. Man, the list goes on, but once again, I'm challenging you, write this stuff down to see what do I need to do to go to the next level. How many more districts do you need? Just go through it, man. And now you can see clearly what you got to work on. Because this can't be another year where you just cool with being where you are. Let's go, man. Let's move. It's too many people winning in Primerica to stay where you're at. All right?
Hey, Brandon.
Go ahead, Iris.
Good morning. Good morning. Apologize for my in and out, but it be that way some days. One of the things that I was going to say is I did Charles's training class Saturday.
Okay.
And it touched on some of what you're saying right now. I asked everybody, raise their hand who all wanted to be an RVP. So of course, all the hands went up. But then I said, what does it take for you to become an RVP? And most people don't know.
Right.
So you can go out and do everything. And you say, I'm an RVP now. And you say, no, you need a securities license. No, you need 25 codes. No, you need, this many districts. So go in. Do you guys follow the Dash to District guidelines?
We do. Our team does, yeah.
Okay. Go in the back of the Dash to District, figure out what it takes to become a district. Do that. Figure out what it takes to become a division. Figure out you have to figure it out. It's written. This ain't no corporate America where you say I was on time every day. I did my work every day. And then they tell you ain't no promotion because you waiting on somebody to die, get fired, quit, or retire. And then you want to hope they pick you. This ain't corporate. Okay.
Right.
The guidelines are written. And when you reach those pinnacles, that space is available for you.
Yes.
It's there. Nobody holds you back. But if you don't know what the guidelines are, then don't wait on a promotion. Know the guidelines. You say, but I did 10,000 in business, so you don't have a district?
Right.
Okay. So know the guidelines, go in and look at them. Like Chuck said, if you don't, you got a map to, if you're trying to go to California, you ain't got no map, I guarantee you're gonna end up in Utah.
You're gonna be in trouble.
You're gonna be in trouble. You better get your map, okay? So that's all I wanted to say. Great training, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Guys, and she's right on point, man. We all need to be focused on taking this thing to the next level this year, man. But know what you need to do. Talk to your upline, talk to your RVP, because every office, you know, has their own flow. But you better find out what you need to do. Okay. As we wrap up, you know, it talks about this piece right here. The fastest way for a person to get trained. Now watch this. Is to go with his or her RVP and watch the RVP conduct sales or opportunity presentation in homes of 3 friends or relatives, right? The prospect may or may not buy. More than likely they will if there's a need for the product. This way, not only do you make training sales, but you also have the beginnings of a team. And the fastest way to get those 3 recruits trained on the required number of sales is to build 3 recruits. See, guys, the recruits are going to lead to the sales. Look at what it says next. Now you're aiming at the recruits and hitting sales. You've got production going. And your number 1 goal is to rapidly build a team. Okay? We gotta recruit to build, not just recruit to sell. We gotta recruit to build. Recruit to build means that I'm training and developing people. I'm showing them what I'm doing. They're watching what I'm doing. They're able to take what the skills that they're watching me do. They're able to take notes on that and then duplicate. Because man, when you get some folks, one of the reasons that some of the teams are so cranking out so much production, they got more pens. It ain't that they so great. It's that they got more pens writing. They got multiplication going. They got more people that can go out here and knock it out. It says too many people focus on just selling products. We got to get some sales. Everybody got to get sales. But if you just selling, you're selling yourself short. Okay. Too many people are focused on selling products instead of a team. Yeah, exactly, Tub. Okay. There is nothing wrong with that, but they have to realize that every morning they wake up, they're still going to be what? Unemployed.
That's right.
Art Williams said it a long time ago, a salesperson wakes up unemployed every day. You got to go back again and try to figure out how you're going to get your next sale.
That's right.
But when you got a crew brewing up, yeah, you can go out if you want to or not. Why? Because you got a business rolling. And most of us on the call are not at a place where we can choose to stop. We better keep going. It says they're totally alone in earning income. The only way to maximize the Primerica opportunity, guys, is by building your own company. Build your own company, man. Until you do, you are just a salesperson, constantly worrying about your next paycheck. I didn't come in Primerica to be living paycheck to paycheck.
Come on, man.
If I wanted to be paycheck to paycheck, dadgummit, I could have stayed at Snooks. I came to Primerica to be wealthy.
Pay truck to pay truck.
Yeah, that's it.
A truckload.
That's what we came in here for. It says, think of everyone as a potential recruit. The chances are you will advance to higher levels and build a team in the process. Last thing, our builder's principle here, because what I like about this book is it always gives builder's principles. It says, if you want a business that lasts, build with quality. Now you're gonna have to go through some knuckleheads to find the quality, okay? But once you find some quality, man, keep building. It says, never let your desire for rapid growth take the place of your common sense. If a leader gets lazy about recruiting, he will find himself with nothing more than a bunch of warm bodies. and a million problems. Recruit people with a burning desire. And guys, that's where we're gonna stop it today. We're looking for people who have a burning desire to be somebody. That's all Art ever was, all he ever visualized, and the message that he ever really conveyed. He wants you to find somebody. First of all, you got to be somebody that want to be somebody, right? I know that said the same thing,
Right.
but you know what I mean. You've got to be a person that wants more out of life. You got to be on fire first. The passion got to start with you.
That's
But
right.
then you looking for somebody that's like you. And once you find some soldiers, Art Williams said you need 7 to 10 key leaders, guys. 7 to 10. Once you find them 7 to 10, man, y'all can go take over and change some things. Make some things happen, change the world, change your income, change your zip code, change what you're driving, all of that. And that's what
Brandon.
That's what we want to do in 2021. So guys, that's all I got for you. I'm gonna turn it back over to Coach.
Man, that was an outstanding job you did. And you know, I really appreciate it. I was sitting here, I was thanking God because that information was so good. And somebody asked, how do they get the book, Brandon?
Okay, the book is actually on POL. It's The Secrets to Building a Super Hierarchy. Ain't nothing but a couple of bucks. Okay, I think that, you know, you should get a hard copy so that you can make some notes in that thing or whatnot. But also there's a digital. I got a PDF version if people want it on the computer as well. But it's so much information in there that we need to be applying and to take us to the next level.
So guys, we got our marching orders, we got our instruction, and so I'll see you at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Let's go win.
All right, folks.
Let's go
All right.
win.
Thank you.
You welcome, Queen.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
folks.
Under the lights when